Good Saturday, everyone. High pressure is in control. That's given us a northerly breeze, which means low humidity and continued pleasant temperatures for this time of the year. You see off to your left flash flood risk across the desert southwest. That's not necessarily related to Hurricane Hilary. And you see that hurricane located down there in the eastern Pacific. That storm will be making its way towards Southern California later this weekend as a very historical storm. And I have more information on that in the blog. 5-day forecast shows mostly sunny skies and hot. Get up in the mid to upper 80s by Sunday. Same is true for Monday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday touching 90. Humidity will also be increasing starting tomorrow. So the hot and humid weather will return, and it will feel much more like August as we get into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Enjoy today. It's the last decent day for a while if you don't like the heat. On this day in 1788, a small but powerful hurricane wreaked havoc in a narrow path from New Jersey to Maine. Lots of forest land destroyed. A similar track today would cause extreme disaster because those areas today are very populated. 1969, a few days earlier, or at least a couple of days earlier, Hurricane Camille had made landfall on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi as a Cat 5 hurricane, which is only a handful of Cat 5s to ever make landfall in the U.S. Very rare indeed. When it got to Virginia, it caused all kinds of flash flooding. And so just for perspective, Camille killed 143 people at the Gulf Coast, but killed 153 people in Nelson County, Virginia. So Camille killed more people in Virginia than she killed on the Gulf Coast. That's why we worry about storms like Hilary, because it's going to be an impactful storm at landfall, but when it gets into the mountains of Southern California, Utah, Nevada, and starts wringing out all that moisture, that's when you're going to start seeing the flash flood disaster. It's always the water with tropical systems that causes the most damage and causes the most death and injury and loss of property. It's not the wind, even though that's how we rate them. We got to change that, but that's coming. 1997, baseball-sized hail is reported at Elmwood down in Smith County. Another incident, lightning struck a house in Portland, Tennessee, and sent rocks as much as 50 pounds flying 75 feet into the yard, charred their television antenna, that was back in the day, twist several feet of guttering, and pulverized 2 or 3 television sets inside the home. So not a good day for those folks. Looking at our tropics briefly, I have more information on this in the blog. I will say the Atlantic is very active. We've got that orange shaded region in the Gulf that we were watching by the early to middle part of next week. And then we got another orange shaded region coming to the Caribbean. Those are our 2 biggest concerns right now. I know all 4 are kind of pointed toward the U.S. Hopefully that changes. But the yellow shaded region you see there and the red shaded region are probably not going to be threats to the U.S., though they are being watched very closely. On the right, you see the track of what historic Hurricane Hilary, for the first time ever, bringing tropical storm warnings to Southern California. And we'll be tracking that on up into Nevada as we go into Monday of next week. I have more information on that in the blog. You folks have a wonderful Saturday. Keep looking up for even more weather information, including a better look at these tropics. Keep reading along the blog, meteorologistsmart.com.